What is up, you guys? Tristan here, Ingram Orchids and More. It's been a while. I wanted to take y'all on a quick little look at here at one of my favorite species of Dendrobium. And I don't know if we've done a video about this one before, but that is Dendrobium canaliculatum. And last year, I don't think I made a video on it, or if I did, I might be mistaken. I think I had too much thrip damage on the flowers last year. But this year, even though I've got a lot of thrips in my collection because I haven't sprayed, I went out of my way to dunk this one in some orthene a little while ago, hoping to keep the buds from getting thrip damage, and sure enough, it seems to have kept a good majority of the thrips off of them. So I want to go ahead and I'll show you that real quick. And y'all like my new Cletus shirt? My wife ordered this for me. Got the, I don't know if y'all can see it, it says "Hell Yeah, Brother" on the back. Been looking forward to that, but if any of y'all are Cletus fans, get some merch. But here we go. This is Dendrobium canaliculatum. Just hang it here for a second. Now the plant always tends to look pretty raggedy, and this is not the best blooming that I've had out of this plant, but this is an Australian native. It grows on melaleuca trees, which are a major pest here in Florida. So one of the benefits you can say melaleuca has is it's a host for Dendrobium canaliculatum. And I have mine mounted. I have found that they do best mounted, or either that or in a plastic basket, a net basket. And I don't bring this inside, and maybe the cold defoliated a lot of it, or just general lack of care that it's gotten this winter. I've been really a really bad orchid parent this year, guys. But here, these are two separate seedlings that I put on here a couple years ago on a piece of cedar. And y'all can see it is doing quite nicely. Y'all who don't know, may look at this and say, oh, that looks like crap. And it does look a little bit crappy, but they tend to have not a lot of foliage on the back bulbs. And I'm sure the cold defoliated these first couple growths here. So you can see each one only has like one leaf per plant, which would normally be, you know, a serious concern, and most folks would be freaking out, but I'm not freaking out. I'm pretty sure with good ample water and fertilizer this summer, this thing should bounce right back. And you can see it is blooming its little heart out, and no, it's not a death bloom. It's just because it's been rode hard and hung up wet this winter. It was hanging out over here in the lanai, just so that I can keep an eye on it. And it's going to be really hard. They are small flowers, but they're just beautiful little white flowers with those golden tips, and that purple lip on there. I don't think they're fragrant. Actually, they are a little bit. They're a little bit of a fragrance, not overwhelming, but such a small flowered thing, you're not going to have an overwhelming scent. But if you live in South Florida, this is a great species to grow. A lot of the Australian Dendrobiums are pretty neat and worthwhile growing. I did not make a video this year on Dendrobium speciosum. That's another Australian native. I am sorry, guys. The thrips really got at that one because I didn't do anything to it. And I didn't have blooms last year, or at least not very many. But here is my speciosum, one of two. I had a couple more I gave away to friends. These are the two that I kept, and you can see I just had a bunch of flower spikes on it. So that was nice while the flowers lasted. And the thrips, they did their damage, so they withered away a little quicker than normal, but that's on me, guys. Got all these nice juicy plants that are prime buffet for pest, and haven't sprayed any pesticide. So I'm going to try and remedy to that. I think I'm going to do a ban rot in safari spray or ban rot orthene spray today. So hopefully can cut down on some of the bugs. This is my Cyrtopodium punctatum, or one of them. I've been picking off the nymphs of the lubbers have emerged already. The little black stage, of the lubbers, those ginormous grasshoppers. When they're black and they're tiny, you can just squish them with your fingers. So I've been yanking them off of here every day. They like to grow up and chew on these the new flowers. But there you go. There is Cyrtopodium punctatum. A couple more. There's a big one right there. I lost a few of these last year. Here is one. This is from a good friend, Beth. This was recently shown by her, and it was previously known as punctatum from El Salvador, but I think the Species Identification Task Force or somebody reclassified this, or this particular plant was ID'd correctly as Cyrtopodium macrobulbon, and I'm sure I still have it labeled as punctatum. I need to change that. But this is one of the new benches that I just built here, hoping to keep some of these plants up off the ground so maybe they won't get so many weeds in the pots. I need to go through and pull out this artillery fern while it's little before that gets going. But you can see this Cyrtopodium is a little bit further behind. And here's our other one. It's got some weeds in there too. I just repotted this one, but I don't know if I got any. Let's see. This is Dendrobium Nina Iscer. This thing took some serious cold damage this year. I mean, anybody who knows anything about hard cane dendrobiums knows that they're really not supposed to see anything below 50. But these ones saw just an hour or two at, right around 33, 32. I know we had some frost in this particular area right here, because stuff that's not normally cold damaged did take some cold damage. The grammatophyllums, of course, took cold damage. But this Laelia is never cold damaged, and there was some frost on it here one morning. And the frost will damage just about everything, no matter how cold hardy it is, so to speak, with orchids. And it did damage where the frost settled, but the rest of the plant is fine. And this one will take 32 usually, as long as it's covered from frost, which, as you can see out here, it is not. It's just wide open. But many of y'all have asked how the beneficial bugs have been working for the mites and the thrips. A lot of those predatory mites that I released last year, I did multiple releases. And it worked for a little while. It seemed to cut down on some of the thrips and mites. But what I'm finding is they don't seem to establish a population. You can see, look at all these buds that are just destroyed with thrip damage. And I can't even say that, I killed them, because I haven't sprayed any pesticide, probably in 8 months or so. And the predators have not stuck around in any quantity, not enough to control this thrip population. Every flower, it's almost embarrassing, guys. And it is embarrassing. I know better, and considering myself a semi-professional, I shouldn't let this happen, but it's really just a little bit of laziness and a little bit of not wanting to expose my children and pets to any more chemicals than are harmful pesticides than need be. But I got all these plants, and I think it's about time that I do it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. See, look at those little boogers crawling around. You all can actually see the adult thrips. I can get myself in here. There's an ant. Let's see if I can zoom in. Let's see some thrips. There you go. There's an adult. I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see that, but the nymphs are in there too. The juveniles are more of a tannish color and harder to see. The adults are dark black. This is most likely western flower thrip. I am not being a very good cameraman. I'm trying to play with this flower and show y'all at the same time. There's an adult back there. The little one's crawling around in there. See that adult hanging out back there, the black thing? So we got a booming population of thrips. And enough is enough. So we're gonna go with the nuclear option today. Tired of having all these plants. I've been really busy repotting all sorts of stuff, making benches of course because I need space, giving plants away, throwing plants away. And what's the point in doing all this if we're gonna have just ugly, you know, crippled flowers everywhere? So every now and then, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Here's Louis Fuchs. I mean, just really just completely ugly because of the thrip damage. Sometimes it's called for. You know, there'll be people who say that, you know, they've been growing orchids 30 years and they don't use any pesticides or fungicides, and you know, props to them. You know, that's incredible. You know, it can be done. I'm sure it can be done. But when you have as many plants as we do, and they're as close together as they are, and you have to water them as frequently and put all this fertilizer on them, it's like a buffet for the bugs and the pests, the fungi, and the disease and stuff like that. So, you know, there comes a point where there's no point in doing it if you're not going to at least take care of them and, you know, do the basic minimum. And so I think today's the day. We're gonna maybe not do as much treatment as I have done in years past this spring and summer, but I got to knock down some of these pests, at least curb it a little bit so that we can at least have some flowers that are worth looking at. Because like I said, what's the point if they're all ugly and they're just green plants? But that's all I got for you today, folks. I just wanted to take y'all on this little quick adventure here. We're about to redo these beds. That's a project that's been going on here. Made the benches. What do we got here? We got Encyclia, Chloroluca. I almost said Osmantha. Chloroluca. It's a cute little thing. This Mulier Trichocentrum luridum from Brethren Orchids. It's got spikes just reaching for the sky. Some sort of Trichocentrum Ciboletta, I believe, a little tiny thing there. What else? This, I'm pretty sure, is fungal. This has popped up on this Encyclia. I'm not liking the look of that. It's not doesn't seem to infect these Tampensis on here. But this, a lot of hybrid is just really eating up. Even on the new growth, see the flower spikes are emerging here. But got all this going on. This needs to be taken care of, needs to be treated. Could be that, or it could be viral. This doesn't present like virus like normally does. I think this is either fungal or bacterial. My guess is some sort of fungal spot, probably Guignardia or one of the related rust type fungi, which is weird though. I've seen this in Encyclias, rust type fungi like Ticrud. It usually shows up as these black lesions, but there's different life stages of this disease. But what's throwing me off is it's not affecting the butterfly orchids at all. So don't know what's up with that. Got some baby orchids germinated in there. This Grammatophyllum volunteer, this one showed up. That's a volunteer. It's still not showing any signs like it's going to bloom this summer. But I don't know, we can always hope. Little baby Encyclia is growing down here. That nice bromeliad. Blue Tango, I think it is. Let's see. Got all the hanging stuff. Ooh, there's a piece of Dendrobium keithii. He's up there blooming. don't know if that's going to show up. It is Zygonesia bluebirds. This one's already almost faded. What else? Dendrobium sandaray. This thing's always blooming. I love this plant. Shout out to the plant propagator, John Viner. Check out his channel. He did some flask of these. I sent him some seed of a sib cross that I made of this. No, we got the flask bag. So shout out to the plant propagator. Go check out his channel. But he did some seedlings of this for me. I've got a few upstairs that just deflasked and potted, so that should be exciting. I love this species of Dendrobium. The one with the maroon centered lip. The white versions, the Lusanicum variety, it's not big on me. I mean, I like white flowers, but something about that white with that burgundy center, that just wow, I love it. But that's just me. Real quick, let's get out here. Got this bench sitting here temporarily. I'm not going to leave it here. I just needed somewhere to put it. This is all getting sunburned and destroyed by thrips. My ever-blooming orchid, y'all. Everybody knows the golden peacock. That's the only orchid I have that blooms pretty much 365 days a year. It's got a little bit of sunburn going on. Quite a lot of thrip damage. The sun is now, getting higher in the sky again as spring and summer come. So that's going to take some adjusting. It's going to stress it out for a little while, but it usually lives here and it never seems to have much of a problem. Once it starts growing rapidly again, it'll kind of outgrow some of that sunburn. But you got to be careful about situations like this when you burn them. This is inviting disease. It's opening up, portals of entry for fungi and bacteria to get a hold. So definitely have to make sure this one gets a good dose of fungicide. But that's about all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate y'all watching the video. Sorry I haven't made any videos in a while. Like y'all saw in the last video, my wife is pregnant again, due here very shortly with our third daughter, which we are excited about. We're planning on 3, but 3, had 2, what's one more? So, but that's added to the list of stuff that, takes up time. So we're preparing for that, but it'll be good. So we'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks, guys.